streaming. And let's open this up. Let's see. Are we up? Are we up? Test, test, test. Okay, change this to you call this SSD After Dark. And I'm just gonna save that and play some music. Cool. All right, let's get a little link, a little bit of linkage, copy. In fact, I'm also gonna change the thumbnail. Change to, do I have any just live stream? What about pictures of me? Pick a really dumb picture of me. YouTube. All right. Oh, my SSD isn't plugged in, that's why. Okay. Just pick, let's see. Cancel. This, I want to believe. Save. All right, good enough, good enough. Skip this track. Great. Now let's get the share. Okay, announcements at everyone. Let's see. After Dark stream. Okay, send now. All right. So, just hanging out, just hanging out and catching up. Swing by and say what's up. Gathering questions for Q&A video. Broken Bones says, "Yo, first one here, Pog. What's up, Broken Bones?" All pogged out, my man. All pogged out. How's it going? How are you doing? Long time no talk to anybody, really, but you too. What are you up to? What are you up to? What time is it at where you were at? Getting back in the swing of things. All right, Broken Bones. So, also, can you hear me? Okay? Is the music overpowering? I haven't used this new mic setup and you know, desktop mix, desktop audio mix. Let me know if it's too much. Something needs to get adjusted or something. I'm good. I've been moving, so I haven't been able to watch the streams. Your audio is fine. Okay, brilliant. Good, good, good. Moving from where to where? And I get that. Moving is, One of my least favorite things to do. And I'm gonna be doing it again soon. I'm gonna be doing it a little differently soon. Next month I'm actually moving as well. But it's gonna be a very different situation, hopefully. If a few more people get in here, I'll say where I'm heading to. From Florida to Florida. Right on. Yeah, that's what I was doing this last year. Actually, coming up on the year anniversary of me moving into this apartment. It's been nearly 9 months or so, or maybe a little less than that. 6 months, perhaps. October, November, and then we're about to hit July, so it's 7. So like, yeah, about 9 months. I got some cows. Oh, no shit. I've never owned cows. You moving to farmland in Florida or something? I'm moving to one of the cities in Memories of a Spy. Looks like I'm lagging? Am I lagging? Am I coming through okay? Skip this track. There we go. Some fucking cows. Looks like I'm kind of lagging a little bit. The stream's not coming in through so hot. Is it? No data. I'm all wired in. I wonder why it's acting up. Nighttime Wi-Fi is great. Oh, is that a thing? Does Wi-Fi get all fucked up at night? Is that a thing? I know like power, the prices in power change at night, right? So I kind of wouldn't be surprised if there was some weird throttling happening with my ISP as well. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like kind of hang out tonight for a little bit until I hit the gym later. Thankfully the gym's open late. But yeah, I just wanted to hang out tonight, kind of see what was up with everybody, catch up on some things. You saw Broken Bones. Did you see the hype video, hype teaser for Playmaker versus Bolt? That's kind of an in the works thing. Gotta. I wouldn't say I bit off more than I could chew, but there's definitely a very full plate. A lot of things are about to happen at once. Nope, sorry, no worries. It was just a teaser. The actual video, I really hope. I mean, I have about, what is it? It's the 22nd, so 8 days left in the month. I don't know if the video will be released this month, but definitely next month. I want to release it before I move. But there's a lot of things that are going to happen in July, it's looking like. There's a lot of things that have been happening for the past couple months, but as you probably know, maybe you know, but I got a bit derailed in May. Family member passed away. It was also my birthday, kind of getting into my 30s now, almost in 40s, not in my 40s. But yeah, heading into my 30s, family member passed away. Kind of just threw me for a loop, you know? Bit of that existential crisis kind of stuff. Nothing too severe, but it did light a fire under my ass. Maybe more accurately said, it made me reprioritize some things. So, Memories of a Spy is still on track, I believe. Feeling pretty confident about Memories of a Spy being on track. But also stuff related to the channel. And very broadly speaking, without getting into the details really, some courses I'm putting together. So hopefully you'll actually see like a proper full course, like a beginning to end to make a game course within the next month or so. I'm starting small. I'm going to be making a smallish, pretty standard, pretty common, pretty desired, commonly asked for genre. Won't say just yet. Kind of want it to be a surprise. Imagine being old. Ay. Not excited about that. Not excited about being old. I already don't like how tired I get. I was even considering tonight, I usually never drink coffee at night. I'm usually really good at my sleep, but I've been really interested in burning the candle at both ends. You ever hear that? I kind of have vaguely heard that I heard that every now and then in the past, but it's only really starting to resonate with me now, like how much that was like a lifestyle for me, and how much I'm kind of tempted to return to it. Do you know what I mean by that? Have you heard that before? Burning the candle at both ends? Kind of like picking a different genre here. Let's see. Solo guitar. Or wait. Don't they have that Spanish guitar? Maybe solo guitar was it. Let's see. Some of these songs make me laugh. I like this one. But yeah, burning the candle at both ends. That might be a thing that starts happening soon. I figure I'm still fucking young, or maybe I'm clutching on to my youth, and maybe I'm like, desperate and in denial or something. But I still feel like I'm young. I feel like 31 is still young. And so there's a part of me that wants to aggressively behave and design my lifestyle to fit something that more resembles somebody in their early 20s. I want that. I don't know if I can actually do it. I think I'm gonna try. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that even would look like. I've never heard of burning the candle at both ends. Burning the candle at both ends. I think the last time I looked it up, I think what I kind of remember is that, you before you go to bed and when you wake up, a long time ago, is when you would light a candle. And so it's like you would go to sleep late. You'd be burning the candle really late into the night, but you'd also wake up early when the sun wasn't really up yet either. So like you'd also be burning your candle. So it's a way of saying you kind of just keep working like nonstop with like little sleep. I think so. That's the thing though, is that burning the candle at both ends sort of suggests getting little sleep. I'm not sure I'd necessarily be living in such a way where I'm getting little sleep, but maybe less consistency in what time I'm going to sleep or something. Or I don't know, maybe even that's what I meant when I said like I don't even know what it would look like if I started living a lifestyle like that. All I know is that right now I don't think I'm operating at 100%. So immediately my mind goes to, well, how can you like crank that up and sort of be extra. I got a book of dad jokes. Want to hear some? Sure. Let's hear a couple dad jokes. I feel like there was something. I had like a list of things I was going to try to ask the chat about. Let's see. I have an FAQ for the chat to help me build an FAQ for the channel. Kinda. What do birds say on Halloween? quicker tweet. There it is. You know, there's really like a part of me that like that just like my eyes glaze over, but it's also out of like appreciation for dad jokes, you know? How do bees defend themselves with a BB gun? Okay. I need to rein this in right now. It was me, it was my own fault. I invited this to happen. But they need to stop. They need to stop. Thank you, Broken Bones, for the 2 dad jokes. Let's see. Here we go. Nice. So, Broken Bones, are you in the middle of developing anything? Games, I mean. And who else is in the chat? There's somebody else that's in the chat. I got like 300 pages, my guy. Yeah, I bet. A whole book of dad jokes. You know, I got Playmaker but can't motivate myself. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so here's some questions I have to you then, is that if I'm going to be doing this FAQ video, frequently asked questions, I came here tonight in this stream not only to catch up and everything, but to sort of prepare for the FAQ video, because the FAQ video isn't going to be streamed. I'm going to produce it, like, so I'll write it out, and I'll actually be able to sit and think about these questions and kind of, you know, figure out the best way to give some answers. So I want to ask you, for somebody who has Playmaker but can't motivate themselves, do you have any questions that are on your mind that maybe I can, you know, you can ask me tonight and I can kind of think about for a while, and when I put the video together, I can hopefully maybe deliver a useful answer to you. That maybe I can even begin to spitball an answer for tonight, you know? And I mean in any regards. Technical, you know, business side, practical, spiritual, you know. How do I get better ideas for a game? I know this might be a hard one. How do I get better ideas for a game? Well, no, I'll put that in. That's a perfectly fine question. I've asked myself the same thing a million times. How do I get better ideas for a game? It's a good question. I think maybe a question that people probably don't ask themselves enough. Or if they do, maybe they don't have necessarily the best tools to begin to answer it. So that's a good thing to put out there. Yeah. I think this is a good starting point for something. Broadly, like the first things that come to mind, like I said, like I will kind of chew on this and answer it in the proper produced video. But the first things that do come to mind right now are, you know, what do you even define as like a better idea? I used to come up with 1,000 ideas a second, but they all seem not as great. Yeah, ideas are a dime a dozen too. That's the thing, is there's a lot of great ideas out there. There's like a million great ideas out there. But that's a good question to ask beforehand. It's just like, what even constitutes a good idea? What constitutes a better idea? Like, what are... Not any of your own original ideas, but say ideas from popular games, right? Like, what would you say was a good idea? You know, like if you kind of just talked about the idea part of somebody else's game. Like, give me an example of what you think, like, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe give me, like, 3, right? 3 good ideas from games that already exist. Where if somebody just told you the idea by itself, they didn't tell you anything about the game, you would have went like, oh, that's a good idea, and there's a lot to do there when you're actually building a game. WB Games' Nemesis system was pretty cool. WB Games' Nemesis system. Let me see. Can't say I'm familiar with what you're talking about. WB Games' Nemesis system. Oh. So that's the thing that was in the Lord of the Rings, right? Where it's like you can kind of have these encounters with enemies, and you have these fights with them, and that creates a story, right? Like a sort of a narrative in a way, where they can return and they can say, hey, I remember you, we got in this fight, you gave me this scar, or whatever it was, stuff like that, right? That is a good idea. That's an interesting idea. I played both games with the system. It was awesome. So, Lord of the Rings and what? Is there a Batman game that uses them? That uses the Nemesis system? What else uses the Nemesis system? Because I see... The only one I know about that from is from that Lord of the Rings game. But I don't know anything else. What games use the Nemesis system? Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Are they both Middle-earth games? Just Lord of the Rings game? Okay, yeah. Right. Okay, 2 more. I'll come back to this, but like two more. What else? What are a couple other good ideas for games? Because like something that's coming to mind is like you know, like who the fuck am I? You know, who is it? Like, do I even have good ideas for games? You know, have you seen any games that I've produced where you're like, oh, that's a good idea for a game? Like, I'm sure there's some people who would take a look at my entire body of work. You know, even the game I'm most excited about and most proud of being in the middle of building, Memories of a Spy, they might say, and like, they might look at it and say, nothing special there, you know? To each his own, right? People really, really want to latch on to this idea of objectivity in culture, that things are objectively good, that there is like objectively like good things and bad things. This one game called Sacrifices Must Be Made. Okay, let's see. Sacrifices must be made by Daniel Mullins. Oh, this looks interesting. Find yourself in a dimly lit cabin, a log cabin in the middle of the woods. You are starving to death. The stranger who resides there tells you that he will feed you if you defeat him in a game of cards. It is made for Ludendare 43. The game should take around 10 to 15 minutes to complete. There is an ending, so hang in there. Oh, this is fascinating. Huh. I've never heard of this. This seems very interesting, though. You sacrifice cards to play stronger ones. I see. I really like that. One more good idea. What you consider to be a good idea. Like, really just like top of mind, you know, obvious first kind of answer of like, you know, when you think of like a really great game, like you just think of the first one of your favorite games of all time, just first answer you have, and then be like, what is it about that I like that I think could make it a great idea? This one Roblox game called Generic Roleplay Game. Let me see. Generic Roleplay Game. If you die sad, you lose everything you have. This seems really funny. Did you know that generic roleplay game private servers are free? Corruption, someone who is not nice and kills. Rice, main food crop, leader, the person who leads the town, swords open, okay. Person who rage after death, houses enclosed, okay. Peasant admission, laws, things that tell. Surrounding workers, people who sit on stalls where people can buy the things listed, okay. Earn per minute for people sitting on the walls where they work. Public. Okay, so it's kind of like a little a simulator, sort of like a society simulator kind of deal, right? Everybody plays a role in the society. There's like an ecosystem or something, but there is some sort of bad actors, I guess. Bunch of players hang out in a village and farm rice, and one person becomes the leader of the village and can buy buildings and stuff. Okay. Now, without getting it too into detail of like why you might start to consider these as like a good game or a good idea for a game, This is good to spitball this kind of stuff because it is something that I think the answer for what makes a good idea for a game is probably the same answer that can sort of help you find good ideas for any type of thing that you're creating. And the sort of the only formula that seems to be tried and true throughout the history of culture is when you just exceed expectations in some way. That's the broadest, vaguest way you can start to find quality in something. And even then, it's not like a sure bet. Like, you can make something extremely novel, and very often, actually, extremely novel things will go overlooked, underappreciated, if not completely written off. But every now and then, somebody makes something so radically different that it can't help but be sort of considered, right? And considered remarkable. So that's a start, you know, is just deviating as hard as you can. And then what you could do from there is start implementing the many, 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 many ways out there that people, there's like so many different ways that you could start to come up with novel ideas, right? Different ideas. One way is considering the opposite of something, like what the opposite of something is. Another good exercise I know is to consider the third and fourth option. So that's to say, like, let's do an example, right? Like, what's an example? If you have games where you can run and jump, right? Those are sort of like the common things that you're doing, running and jumping. Well, okay, so what do you say the opposite of that is? You can say that you stand still and you could maybe, I don't know, there's nothing, you crouch, right? The opposite of running and jumping is like standing still and crouching. So essentially you're playing like a ducking and dodging game. And then it's like, well, you can't really do anything after that, right? Everything stops there. You could run and jump, or you could do the opposite, which is stand and duck. But then you start to consider the lateral move from that, which is something like warping, right? You're no longer moving, but you're teleporting. So that's like a lateral move. And then to invert it again, it's like, well, what if there is a thing that is running and jumping and you are everything else, right? So then now you're talking about a game where the player controls the level and the computer is what is normally the player. Like you can imagine a Mario game where you're controlling the blocks that move around in the world, while the computer plays as Mario trying to get from one side of the screen to the other. You know, like already I totally came up with that out of my ass, and I'm already like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. You know, that's an interesting start. I just had an awesome idea for a game. I call it Prehistoric War Crimes. Yeah. What is Prehistoric War Crimes? You know what, like a fun way to kind of consider ideas too is like, I don't know if you've ever been in like a group of friends or like, you know, in class or something, but like, you know, you're in a group of people, whether it's with your friends or in class or, you know, something else, but like you're all given an assignment, right? And you can all start sharing these ideas with each other. It's essentially like riffing with friends. So like imagine doing that by yourself, where your first idea, you write it down on a note card, and then you write somebody else's name on it as if it was somebody else's idea. And you go like, oh, that's their idea. And it's like, shit, well, I can't use that idea now, so I have to come up with some variation of that. And you do it again. You write somebody else's name on this second idea you have. And then you just keep doing that until you have all these variations of a similar idea. And you're constantly just trying to like surprise yourself almost, right? That could be an interesting exercise. Red tribe take blue tribe's favorite rock, and you have to commit war crimes to get it back. What is committing a war crime constitute? Or what constitutes committing a war crime, I should say. Red tribe takes blue tribe's favorite rock, and you have to commit war crimes to get it back. So it's like capture the flag. Except I don't know. There's another, you know, like you kind of even stumbled upon like another way of coming up with ideas, which is like, you know, context. Like for me, when I was making Memories of a Spy, it was like all it was all narrative shit that I just know from like movies and books. Where it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to get to the intel. Like what the hell that even means or how you would do it. Like that became the fun part of building the game. Like using the context to build systems. Like a multiplayer capture the flag game with cavemen. Okay, so it's like, so imagine your finished game, right? Like imagine you're playing a game, it's in a prehistoric setting, so it's in like a Havana with like you know, like you have caves in some parts, but there's trees that you can hide behind and stuff. You can pick up rocks and bones. There are dinosaurs, I guess. Is this like or you know, some type of, you know, prehistoric animals roaming the land, so there's some type of environmental things getting in your way. But on one side of the map you have a cave or a tribe, and then the other side of the map you have the other cave or tribe, right? Yeah, dinosaurs, right. And so maybe in your game it's like like you have like you start thinking of like risk reward things, right? That's probably the most fun way for me to come up with game ideas. You can throw a T-Rex egg and the mama comes after it. Throw a T-Rex egg. That's a good one. Yeah. That's a really fun way for me to come up with ideas. Like you come up with the systems, and then you come up with the context, right? Like the story, the environment and everything. And then from that you start introducing like conflict and how you could do sort of like risk reward stuff. So it's like you can throw a T-Rex egg and then the mama comes after it. Like, under what circumstances would you use that for? Because the first thing that I was thinking was like, if you have to go, if you're playing Capture the Flag and you're in a prehistoric area, you're trying to get from your cave to the other cave, steal their shit and bring it back to yours, then you want to do that as fast as possible. But if there's all these dinosaurs in between, then like you have to be sneaky. Unless, right, like you wanted to put in some upfront work and tame a dinosaur. But you don't want to make it, like, you don't want a game where you could just tame a dinosaur and then ride it and then you're just, like, fucking good to go, right? Like, you want a game where, like, you have to have skill and luck to tame the dinosaur. And when you do it, it's like, fuck yeah, that paid off. But if it doesn't, then you have some, like, really adverse price to pay, right? The dinosaur eats you, or... you know, it just takes too long and then your enemy steals your shit first. But if you do tame the dinosaur, then it's this super big upper hand that you have where you can ride it so it goes fast, and it's also like a weapon itself, like it can eat your enemies and stuff like that. The Mama Rex kills other players. You can make weapons with rock bones, sticks, etc. Yeah. Yeah. You know, also, I don't know what your social situation is like, but I know a lot of people just will not confront the fact that, like, they do better working in groups, working with friends, you know, and having fun with people. It's like, it's kind of it's less common for people to have fun doing something by themselves. In my experience, the people that I've gotten to know and come across have fun sitting there and riffing ideas with friends. It's even fun. It's even like really fun for me to do that. I love doing that. But for some people, it's even to the point where like it's almost like if it's not fun to do by yourself, you know. So if you find out that it's like, it's not really fun to like sit here by myself and think of ideas by myself, then like maybe don't do that. Maybe find a friend that you really enjoy doing that with. If you're that kind of person, like, the easiest way I think probably to come up with a good idea is like probably like to put yourself in circumstances in which you have fun creating ideas. That should probably be it. Like that follow the fun. I'm sure you've heard that before, right? Follow the fun for game design. Like that should probably be like the North Star for everybody, even as early as the ideation phase. I enjoy playing video games with myself and laughing out my left kidney. Yeah. Well, playing video games and coming up with ideas is a very different thing, right? Coming up with ideas, bringing the idea to life, and playing the thing, I think, are vastly different things. Very different things. Like, I also went to film school, and a lot of my classmates, they were, you know, at the start of the school year, you have everybody introduces themselves, and you're like, you know, like, why are you here? And a lot of people are there because they love watching movies. They're like, I don't know, I love watching movies, and I thought it'd be a good career to get into. And they had never made a movie in their life. Now, that could be a good indicator to you know, really enjoying making films, but it's an even better indicator would be that you've made a movie and you enjoyed doing that, so then you decided to, like, pursue that. I have another question. Can you set up Playmaker? Can you set up multiplayer with Playmaker? Yes, you can. Absolutely. I'll put that in the frequently asked questions. Can you set up multiplayer with Playmaker? And I'll address both online and local. The answer to both is yes. A resounding yes. An obvious a easy even. Yes. These licks. What else is? Trying to find some more somber lit. Ah, this is chill. Here we go. Oh! Who else is in the chat? I think we have the same mic. What is it called? The Sherpa? The Yeti Sherpa? Or no, I'm sorry, the blue Sherpa. That's what it is. It's like the blue Yeti, but it's literally just a different color. But my Yeti is dented. I feel like if my Yeti doesn't get dented, then I don't know what kind of life I'm living, because pretty much every Yeti I've ever seen in my life has been dented. I just got this because when I move, I don't want to bring all of like this shit with me. I don't know if you can see all this. Can I bring it in? All this stuff, you know. And then that's attached to my audio interface and all that kind of stuff. And it's just this whole thing, and it's great. But this is compact, and it's one cable, and I could fold it and put it in my backpack. So, hang on, I'm gonna turn off my air conditioner really quick. Can you show me how you set your mic? If you mean my settings, I don't know. Let me see if I can light this up well. I have the pattern style set all the way to the right, which is the one that picks up both in front of and behind the mic. So it blocks out audio from these sides, but it picks up from here and from here. And I have my mic facing backwards because in my tests, I realized that speaking here on this side of the mic, it's more directional, and I could kind of be away from it and it could pick me up a little clearer, as opposed to this side, which I'm facing the same way, but now I'm on the other side of the mic, and I'm the same distance, but I can't hear it right now, but in my tests, this wasn't as clear as this was. And I have gain all the way down, and that's it. I do have some settings on my OBS, like a limiter that just has it set to, like, I think, like -1 or something. But it's literally just like a volume thing. So, yeah, that's the setup. Let's see. What else we got? Old school funk. Highest first. I also realized this is unlisted, so I'm kind of like visibility. I'll set it to public. Done. Save. Just in case anybody wants to hop in from the YouTube channel. These tracks. All right, I think I'm gonna be on for like another 15 minutes. Let's see, gonna be on for another 15 minutes. Say what's up. All right. Give me something. So want to hear the names of my cows? Sure, let's hear them. I have Angus Mama, Problem Child, and Nanny Cow. Is Angus Mama Problem Child one name? And Nanny Cow. That's cute. I love cows. I love cows. Those are cute names. So, a little rundown of things to come. Let's see. I don't know if they'll all be happening in July. Actually, they're definitely not all going to be happening in July. Oh, there are 4 names. Angus, Mama, Problem Child, and Nanny Cow. Gotcha. 4 names. Angus, Mama, Problem Child, and Nanny Cow. That makes sense. Let's see. But yeah, just before I sign off, just in case anybody tunes into the stream later and wants to comment below or say anything in the Discord after I've already signed off and everything, the things that are coming up are a course that I'm putting out, and hopefully this will be one of, I don't know about many, but more courses to be happening in the future. I'm going to be doing them one at a time, one genre at a time. So the first one in line that I'm aiming for, this might change, also super subject to change, but the one I'm in the middle of right now is a Metroidvania. It'll be how to make a proper 2D sprite-based Metroidvania with Playmaker. So I'll be putting that course out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be selling that on Udemy or if I'm going to be selling it on Gumroad. The details of all that stuff are still kind of up in the air. I know I'm going to want to put together a mailing list and stuff to send out coupon codes for like the first few weeks of sale and stuff like that, you know. So the first X amount of people who use some code get like a fat discount. That's for just everybody who's like hanging out in the Discord. Everybody's been like super supportive this whole time. Give you guys, you know, something that's you know, actually monetarily of value to you. So there's that, right? And after the Metroidvania, after I put that out, I'm gonna make it kind of a simple one, but the plan is to sort of gauge how big a course needs to be. And this is just gonna be like my first test. I still want to do it proper, so it's not gonna be any bullshit. It'll be super proper. You'll learn a lot of stuff in it. I'm even learning a ton of shit making it. And Broken Bones, I do see the dad jokes. I'm just trying to wrap this up. But the course hopefully comes out in July. That's one thing. And then I'm also getting the the game jam together. So I'm organizing that with Mechalina. She's helping put it together with me. She's actually fucking doing a lot of awesome work on this Google Docs that's just like a lot of questions and considerations that really needed organizing. So Mechalina, if you are watching this, if you catch this later, let's do it. Let's get it. Let's make it crack. So big shout out to her for jumping on that. I don't know when we're gonna do it, but aiming for August, I believe. That would be, I think, a pretty cool time to do it. Again, all the details and stuff like that, I think we'll probably announce sometime in July. So that's the course. That's like the Metroidvania course. The game jam. Some more Playmaker tutorials. There's actually like a gigantic. There's like I'm working on 2 official Hutong. Put them on the official Hutong YouTube channel tutorials. I'm done with one of them already. That was kind of a fat one, but I'm in the middle of a second one right now. They're kind of like 2 chunks of like what an even bigger. I'll just say it right now. Like what we've been working on for a long time now has been a full game for the Hutong channel. So like you should hopefully within the next couple months or something like that, you'll be able to just bust out a playlist on the official Playmaker YouTube channel that will take you from top to bottom how to make a full game, a 3D game, first-person game and it's like a specific genre. Don't want to say it. Some of you maybe have heard me mention it before, but yeah, that'll be like a full-on course, and it'll probably be like, I imagine, it's definitely going to be hours and hours long, I think. But that's going to be a totally free, top-to-bottom game course. And okay, so there's my course. I don't know how details of that are really vague right now. Game jam details of that again are vague right now, but probably going to be happening in August or something like that. I think details will come out in July, and then the full top-to-bottom make a game course for Hutong's official channel. Also probably like late July or August or something. Broken Bones says this stream has been super fun, by the way. I'm glad. I've been sitting here going like, this is gonna be chill. This is gonna be just like very much in the background. But I just wanted to put out some information too. So not as exciting as the usual streams, I'm sure, but I'm glad you're having fun. Dinah, yo, long time no see. What's up, Dinah? Dynamite! How's it going? So wait, hold on. What is it? Course, game jam, future Playmaker tutorials. I feel like there's something else. I don't know. Memories of a Spy is still kind of on hold. I hate saying that. I'd rather be working on that more than anything else in the world right now, but I kind of have to get some of my like financial shit in order, and that means taking work like up a notch. Let me see. Jesus, this music is blasting. Okay. So, I think the last thing that I was gonna bring up. Oh, and then yeah, the FAQ. So Dinah, actually, yeah, while you're here too, like seriously, like I'm gonna be putting the frequently asked questions video together. So I really wanted to do the stream tonight, like largely to hopefully get people to come in and kind of wrangle some questions that I can, I'm glad to answer a little bit here to some extent, but I was saying earlier, questions that I can then, after the stream, go think about and sit on for a little while and kind of just come up with some better, more thoughtful answers to put into the frequently asked questions video, which is going to be like written and, I'll actually produce it. It won't be a stream. How much will Memories of a Spy be when it comes out? It's also a good question. I'll put that on here. Put that in the thing. How much will Memories of a Spy be when it comes out? So yeah, Dinette, if you have any questions as well, do the best to give you a nutshell version tonight, and then hopefully a much thorough and thoughtful answer when I put the video out. This okay, I'm skipping this track. Holy shit. Some of them get too crazy for me. This is chill. The short answer, by the way, for how much Memories of a Spy will be when it comes out is I don't know, but definitely not, like, if Memories of a Spy becomes this super tight, like, remarkable as fuck, like, I just, like, even in my most modest opinion, I go like, oh, this stands against, like, even, you know, like, the most top-notch of indie games, let's say. If I really get to that point, which is like, as much as I believe in myself, I don't think I'm gonna get to that point. I think I'll get to something I'm proud of, but I don't think I'm gonna get to, like, hit status, you know? But if I did, if by some miracle it became this really amazingly tight game, and tight, I mean, like, you know, like, even the bugs and all that shit, like, it's clean, the most I would ever sell it for would be $20. So that has to, you know, because what I think in my head is like, oh, I'm going up against Cuphead. You know, I'm going against Quadrilateral Cowboy. And those games are, like, really fucking solid. So I would have to really make sure it was qualitatively, you know, like, as far as, like, passing quality control, how many times the game crashes, how many fucking weird bugs happen, and how much gameplay actually, like, can come out of it, how much people seem to be enjoying themselves when they're playing it, because I'm gonna be sending it to people to test play. You know, that's gonna be a thing where it's just like, as soon as I have a build that I think is worth test running within the next few months, hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna be hitting up the Discord for y'all. Everybody that hangs out in the Discord should be able to apply at least. I don't know how I'm gonna have to go through the system of, like, figuring out who would be testing, but definitely gonna hit y'all up for some play testing. So that's the short answer. At the absolute most, $20, but very likely less than that. Was there anything else? Memories of a Spy. Yeah, and just moving. Moving's gonna do some interesting things to the channel too. Where I'm going, I don't know how good the Wi-Fi is just yet. So when I get to where I'm moving, I have to see how good the connection is for streaming. And that might, depending on how good the connection is, it might turn my channel into a... Remember back in the day a year ago, less than a year ago. Actually, yeah, about a year ago. Like, when the channel was more produced content, right? Like, the videos I was doing were mostly things that I had wrote and shot and screen captured and edited together. And then within recent months, you know, it's mostly been streams. I mostly am a streaming channel at this point. So I imagine that when I make this move, I'll be producing more, like, edited content, produced content. Fucking word. I do want to tell you guys where I'm moving. Where do you guys think I'm moving? It's somewhere from Memories of a Spy. It's a city in Memories of a Spy. 3 concurrent viewers. All right, Broken Bones. 2 concurrent viewers after Broken Bones splits. Have a good night, Broken Bones. Thanks for swinging by. Thanks for the dad jokes. Why did the boy take his pencil to bed? He wanted to draw the curtains. Womp womp. When is a bump like a hat? When it's felt. Womp womp. What smells best at dinner? A nose. Womp womp. This stream has been super fun, by the way. Okay, that's not a dad joke. Maybe it is. But wherever the hell I end up, you know, any of those places on the Memories of a Spy map, I think would be really cool to start producing videos there. So, you know, when I get all suited up and put on the tie and shit and I'm standing in front of my wall over there, or I think that's kind of the only way I've done it right. I've sat like in front of this chair wearing my normal clothes, but when I got into like character and put on like my spy, my agent, my button up in a tie, there will probably be more theatrical stuff, or at least more interesting vloggy shit. I want to, at least. We'll see, we'll see. But I move next month. It's in a couple weeks. Can't believe it. I'm moving in a couple weeks. It's fucking crazy. Okay. If nobody has any more questions right now, nobody wants to submit some questions for the FAQ video that I'll be producing hopefully within the next week or two, then, you know, you could just leave it in the comments here, or you can shoot it in the Discord. I guess in the general section, maybe. You could leave questions in there. You can also answer in the announcement section where I added everybody to give me FAQ stuff. But I think that about does it for tonight. So thanks to everybody who stopped by, Dinah and Broken Bones, and to whoever the hell else was floating around in the background of the chat tonight. Hope you all are well. It's nice being back on here. I did miss it. Hopefully I'll pop on again soon, even if it's just for a little chat and catch up and stuff. Maybe even do some art design Memories of a Spy streams, something like that, because I do want to get back in the swing of things, especially maybe if it's better to stream before I move. Okay. Have a good night, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Eat right. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too little. Don't eat a bunch of junk food. Eat lots of vegetables. Drink plenty of water. Get some exercise. Make sure you're getting social time with your friends and family, the people who love and treat you right. And get lots of sleep. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Peace, peace, peace.